Welcome to my video lessons. In this video, I'm going to explain about the oscillators. See, in my previous video, I already discussed about oscillators, what is an oscillator and what are the conditions for an oscillator, as well as classification of the oscillators. See, what is an oscillator means oscillator is a circuit. It is an electronic circuit. It generates the signal, AC signal. Oscillator is a circuit. It is generating an AC signal without applying an AC input. AC input. That means we can say oscillator is a circuit. It converts DC energy into the AC energy. Generally, these oscillators are used wherever this frequency require, there is a need of frequency generation. See here, what are the conditions for an oscillator? How this oscillator can be constructed means, we know that amplifier is a device. It is amplifying the applied weak signal. See, in amplifiers, the feedback is negative feedback, and whereas in the oscillators, the feedback is of positive feedback. Here, what is positive feedback means? Positive feedback, the feedback signal and the input signal is in phase. That means the feedback is of 360 degrees or 0 degrees. For this oscillator, what are the conditions means? First condition, oscillator is designed only with positive feedback, and that loop gain. Initially, the loop gain should be greater than 1, and after generating the oscillations, the loop gain should be equals to unity. In for undamped oscillations, for sustained oscillations, for an oscillator, the loop gain should be equal to 1. A beta is equals to 1. That is the second condition. And the next one is the phase shift is of 360 degrees. These are the conditions for an oscillator. And what are the classification of oscillators? What is the classification means? Oscillators are classified based on the frequency range. Based on the frequency, AF oscillators, audio frequency oscillators, radio frequency oscillators, like that. Whereas based on the output signal, the oscillators are sinusoidal oscillators and non-sinusoidal oscillators. Again, these oscillators are also can be classified based on the components used in the oscillatory circuit. That means based on that, these are RC oscillators, LC oscillators, and crystal oscillators. Again, there are many types of oscillators. Out of all these oscillators, in my previous video, I discussed about the Hartley oscillator. Hartley oscillator. What is an Hartley oscillator means? Hartley oscillator is a circuit. It is of LC type. The circuit, the type of the oscillator circuit is tuned circuit is. It is a parallel combination of L and C, right? That means in this Hartley oscillator, it has the two inductors L1 and L2 connected in series, and the L1 and L2 inductors, there will be a mutual inductance between the L1 and L2, and these two inductors are connected to the parallel to the capacitor C. Capacitor C. This is about the Hartley oscillator. There is a feedback through L2 inductor. L2 inductor. This feedback with the received feedback signal is again amplified by the transistor amplifier circuit. This is the function of the Hartley oscillator. What is the frequency of Hartley oscillator is F is equals to 1 by 2 pi root LC, where L is the total inductance, that is L1 plus L2 plus 2M. What is M here? M is the mutual inductance between the L1 and L2. What are the conditions for sustained oscillations of Hartley oscillator, and advantages and disadvantages of Hartley oscillator also we discussed in the previous session. Okay, in today's video, in this session, I am going to explain about the Colpitts oscillator and its working, expression for frequency of oscillator, and conditions for sustained oscillations for the Colpitts oscillator, and also crystal oscillator. What is a crystal oscillator and its equivalent circuit? Transistor crystal oscillator circuit, and the reasons and the remedies for instability in the oscillator. What are the reasons for instability in the oscillator circuit, as well as what are the remedies has taken for this instability in the oscillators. All will be discussed in this session, in this video. Right. First, we will discuss about the Colpitts oscillator. This is a circuit diagram of a Colpitts oscillator. Colpitts oscillator, and this part is common emitter transistor amplifier, R1 and R1 R2, and RE is for biasing, RE is thermal stability, and common emitter bypass capacitor, Cin is the input coupling capacitor, and RFC is the choke connected at the collector. This is the feedback oscillator circuit. That means tank circuit, tune circuit, L and C1, C2 capacitors. The C1 and C2 are connected in parallel, in series, in parallel with the inductor L. That means capacitor and the inductor are connected in parallel. Here in the capacitor section, there are two capacitors C1 and C2. C1 and C2. This is the circuit of Colpitts oscillator. See, this tank circuit here is made up of three components, C1, C2 and L. Circuit operation of the Colpitts oscillator. Whenever the power is on, collector current starts rising. Collector current starts rising, and this collector, due to the collector current IC, this capacitor starts charging. The C1 and C2 capacitors starts charging. When these capacitors are fully charged, after charging of fully charged, it discharges. These capacitors starts discharging through coil L1. L1. That means the oscillations oscillations will be produced. The oscillations across C2. The oscillations across C2 are applied to the base emitter junction. Base emitter, then that means there is a feedback through C2 resistor. The feedback in this oscillator circuit, the feedback is through C2 capacitor C2. The oscillations across C2 are applied to the base emitter junction. That means feedback is provided. These oscillations are amplified by the transistor amplifier common emitter circuit to supply losses to the tank circuit. Whenever the power is on, there will be a collector current starts increasing. With this collector current, the C1, C2 capacitor starts charging. These capacitors are fully charged, and this capacitor starts discharging through inductor L1. This in this circuit there is a feedback through capacitor C2. Whatever may be the oscillations occurred across C2, those are applied to the base emitter junction, and these signals are amplified. Right? The amount of feedback depends upon the values of C1 and C2. And what is the, see, already we know that there will be in oscillators, what are the conditions means there will be a positive feedback. Definitely the circuit should be has positive feedback, and the loop gain must be equals to unity. And the third condition is the total phase shift should be 360 degrees. So in this Colpitts oscillator, the feedback circuit is provided with that tank circuit is produces 180 degrees phase shift, and the amplifier circuit, transistor circuit, produces 180 degrees phase shift. So the total phase shift of for this Colpitts oscillator is of 360 degrees. That means for undamped oscillations, definitely there will be the phase shift should be 360 degrees or 0 degrees. This is about the circuit operation of Colpitts oscillators. Frequency of oscillations. The frequency of F is equals to 1 by 2 pi root LCT. L into CT. See, L is the inductance of the coil and CT is the total capacitance of the tank circuit. Here in this Colpitts oscillator, the two capacitors C1 and C2 are connected in series. So the total capacitance CT is equals to C1 C2 by C1 plus C2. In Colpitts oscillator, the frequency f is equals to 1 by 2 pi root L into Ct, where Ct is the total capacitance of the tank circuit and L is the inductance of the tank circuit. And what are the conditions for sustained oscillations in Colpitts oscillator means? Ignoring the loading effect of the base, the feedback fraction is given by beta is equals to C1 by C2. The feedback fraction, the feedback factor in this Colpitts oscillator is C1 by C2. For oscillations to start, it should be A beta should be greater than 1. Greater than 1. That means the voltage gain must be greater than 1 by beta. 1 by beta. Here beta is C1 by C2. So 1 by beta is equals to C2 by C1. That means the voltage gain in Colpitts oscillator should be equal to C2 by C1. C2 by C1 greater than C2 by C1. This is the condition. Sustained oscillations are produced at the oscillating frequency. The magnitude of the loop gain, that is A beta, that is the product of transfer gain, and that is the gain of amplifier, and the magnitude of feedback network is greater than unity. Initially A beta should be greater than unity. And the condition to have correct feedback, the phase shift is correct. That means the total phase shift of circuit should be 360 degrees. Out of 360 degrees, the tank circuit produces 180 degrees phase shift, and the amplifier circuit produces the 180 degrees. The transistor circuit produces 180 degrees. So the total phase shift should be 360 degrees. These are the two conditions for sustained oscillations in the Colpitts oscillator. Sustained oscillations are produced in this Colpitts oscillator at a frequency for which the total phase shift is introduced as the signal travels from the input terminal through the basic amplifier feedback network and mixing network back to the input terminals is 0 or integral multiples of 2 pi radians. This is about the Colpitts oscillator. The tank circuit has two capacitors and inductor. The capacitors are connected in series, and the feedback in this Colpitts oscillator is through C2 and C1. Whatever may be the oscillations across C2 are applied at the base emitter junction. These signals are amplified. And this is about that means oscillations. Whatever may be the oscillations occurs that are amplified by the transistor amplifier circuit. For sustained oscillations, what are the conditions means? A beta, initially A beta should be greater than 1. That means beta is equals to C1 by C2. So 1 by beta will be C2 by C1. C2 by C1. And the total phase shift in this Colpitts oscillator should be 360 degrees. And out of the 60 degrees, now transistor circuit provides 180 degrees, and the remaining 180 degrees are with tank circuit, that is C1, C2 and L circuit. This is about the Colpitts oscillator. And next one is the piezoelectric crystal. Piezoelectric crystal, right? We know that there are some crystal materials. Those are the Rauchelli salt, quartz, and tourmaline. See, these crystals exhibit the piezoelectric effect. Few crystal materials produces the piezoelectric effect. See here, what is piezoelectric effect means? Whenever an AC voltage applied across them, they vibrate at the frequency of the applied voltage. That means whenever there will be an applied AC voltage across with these materials, crystals, they produces the vibrations. They produce the vibrations at the frequency of the applied voltage. The vibrations of that frequency is equals to the frequency of the applied voltage. That is piezoelectric effect. That means if the crystals are forced mechanically to vibrate, they generate an EMF at the fundamental frequency of the crystal. Whenever the force mechanically vibrated, forced to vibrate, these crystals generates the electromotive force at the fundamental frequency of the crystal. This is a piezoelectric effect. Whenever suppose there are two plates and this is a material, whenever an AC voltage is applied or force is applied means there will be oscillations. Removal of force releases strain within the crystal and hence current flows to re-establish zero potential across the electrodes. This mechanical to electrical energy conversion occurs if alternating tensile and compressive forces are applied. Whenever there is the applied force or energy, then there will be mechanical to electrical energy conversion will be occurs. Working of quartz crystal. See, this is the symbol of the quartz crystal. It has two plates. In between there is a crystal material. Two plates. Whenever an AC voltage is applied, whenever to use this crystal in an electronic circuits, it is placed between two metal plates. Two metal plates. Just now, and these are the two metal plates. This is the quartz. That means to use this crystal, definitely it should be placed between the two metals. The arrangement them form a capacitor. If you observe it, these are looking like a capacitor with the two parallel plates. In between there will be a dielectric medium. When an AC voltage is applied across the plates, the crystal will start vibrating with the frequency of applied voltage. This is a crystal, two plates. Between that there is a crystal is placed. This is looking like a capacitor. Whenever AC voltage is applied to this crystal, it vibrates with a frequency equal to the applied voltage frequency. If the frequency of applied voltage is made equal to the natural frequency of the crystal, response takes place and crystal vibrations reach maximum value. That means if the applied voltage frequency is equal to the natural frequency of the crystal, in that case the vibration of the crystal reaches the maximum value. The natural frequency is almost constant. Effects of temperature change can be eliminated by the crystal in a temperature control oven. So what is the advantage of this crystal is mainly
ఏంటిదంటే అమ్మమ్మకి టమాటోస్
this what is the advantage means the thermal stability of crystal is high thermal stability. That means for this effects of temperature change can be eliminated by placing the crystal in a temperature control oven as a radio and television transmitters. See, this is the equivalent of circuit of the crystal. There will be one small capacitor Cm. It is in parallel with the RLC circuit. Another capacitor Ca and the applied voltage C AC voltage. Equivalent circuit of the crystal. This is the equivalent circuit of the crystal. An RLC series circuit is placed across the capacitor Cm. Although the crystal has electromechanical resonance, we can represent the crystal action by an electrical equivalent circuit. Electromechanical reason, so this can be placed with a equivalent electrical circuit. When the crystal is not vibrating, it is equal. That means when the crystal is not vibrating means if the applied voltage is 0, it is equivalent to capacitance capacitance Cm, because it has two metal plates separated by a dielectric. Now it is acting as a capacitor. Now that is Cm. This capacitance is known as mounting capacitance. That means if the applied voltage is 0, this crystal is simply acting as a capacitor called mounting capacitor Cm. When a crystal starts vibrating, its equivalent circuit is series RLC circuit. circuit. Therefore, the equivalent circuit of vibrating crystal is RLC series circuit shunted by the mounting capacitance. Initially, it is like a mounting capacitor. So when it starts vibrating, the equivalent circuit of it is a series RLC circuit. These two are in parallel. These two are in parallel. Cm is the mounting capacitance. RLC is the equivalent, electrical equivalent of vibrational characteristics of the crystal. Typical values for a 4 megahertz frequency. See, suppose consider when L is 100 millihenries, R is 100 ohms, and the capacitance C is 0.015 picofarads, and the mounting capacitance is 5 picofarads. The Q is for the circuit is 1 by R and a root LC. With this values, the Q is of very high. It is of 26,000. The Q is very high. Q is very high means that it leads to frequency stability. The frequency stability. This is the main advantage of the crystal oscillator, crystal circuit. The Q of the crystal is very high, very high. Due to this, the frequency stability is also high. Frequency stability is high. It is not with the temperature variations or any other parameters. Not sensitive. This is the main advantage of this crystal oscillator. So this is the crystal C and C in our equivalent circuit. This is the symbol of the crystal. Two parallel plates, in between there is a crystal material, and the equivalent circuit of it is this RLC circuit, and there is a parallel capacitance Cp, and these are the crystal reactance versus frequency characteristics, how these are related. What are the uses of this device means? Generally, these crystal oscillators are used to clock the microcontrollers. See, the crystal oscillators, available crystal oscillators are like in this form. Mainly in all the microcontrollers, for clocking the microcontrollers, these crystal oscillators are used. You can find this in microcontroller boards also. And also these oscillators are used, crystal oscillators are used to modulate the driver signal in the range between 10 megahertz to 50 megahertz. Also these are used for modulation to modulate the driver signals, and the frequency of it is 10 megahertz to 50 megahertz. But that means high frequencies. Next one is the transistor crystal oscillator. Transistor crystal oscillator. Till now we discussed about the piezoelectric crystal. Now it is transistor crystal oscillator. See, this is the circuit diagram of the transistor crystal oscillator, and this is a CE amplifier, common emitter amplifier, R1, R2 for biasing, RE is for thermostability, CE is the bypass capacitor, CN and RFC choke. Up to this is similar to the Colpitts oscillator, and that now observe this tank circuit, two capacitors C1 and C2, and C2, and these two are in parallel with the crystal oscillator. That means this transistor crystal oscillator circuit is almost similar to the Colpitts oscillator, except that in place of inductor there is a crystal. This is a crystal oscillator, transistor crystal oscillator circuit. The circuit is same as Colpitts oscillator. The crystal is mounted to act as an inductor, which forms the tuned circuit with C1 and C2. The crystal oscillator is mounted to act as an inductor. Here, the crystal is acting as an inductor. The positive feedback is provided by the capacitive voltage divider network. The crystal now acts as an inductor, and that resonate with C1 and C2. We know that resonant frequency is XL equals to XC, at XL resonant frequency. The oscillating frequency of the circuit now lies in between series and parallel resonant frequencies of the crystal. The oscillator frequency depends on the series resonant frequency as well as the parallel resonant frequency of the crystal. In this circuit, the crystal is connected as a series element with a feedback path from collector to the base. The resistors R1 and R2 are for biasing and RE is for stabilization, thermal selectivity. And the CA, what is the phase shift of this circuit means here also this is CA configuration, CA transistor circuit providing 180 degrees phase shift, and the remaining phase shift is provided by the feedback network. What are the advantages means it can produce highest oscillating frequencies, oscillating high frequencies, that means it generates high frequencies. The quality factor of the crystal is very high. They have a higher order of frequency stability. The frequency stability is high and it produces high frequency oscillations, and the Q of this crystal is very high. And the cost is low. And the construction is simple. Just now we saw it is only simple RLC circuit crystal. That means how the crystal is made two parallel plates in between there is a crystal material. These are the advantages of crystal oscillator. Produces high frequencies, quality factor is high, and this frequency stability is high, low cost, simple in construction. The main advantage why widely these crystal oscillators are used means because of high frequency stability. Wherever the frequency stability, the requirement of frequency stability is needed, in that cases, crystal oscillators are the preferred one. And it also add for high frequency oscillations, to generate high frequency oscillations also, crystal oscillators are the preferred ones. These are the advantages of crystal oscillators. And next, what are the disadvantages? They are less fragile and consequently can only be used in low power circuits. But what is the drawback means it is generally used in low power circuits. High power circuits it cannot be used due to its fragility. The frequency of oscillations cannot be changed appreciably. The frequency of oscillations cannot be changed. That means we cannot vary the frequency of oscillations. These are the drawbacks of crystal oscillator. And next one is the applications of crystal oscillators. What are the applications where we can use means the crystal oscillator because of its excellent frequency. We know that high frequency stability. These are used for generation of carrier frequencies in radio and TV transmitters. These are used for radio and TV transmitters to generate the carrier frequencies, and also in temperature control ovens. Temperature control ovens, in precision electronic wristwatches. Electronic wristwatches also there will be crystal oscillator, and digital clocks for to generate the clock. Maintaining precision time standards. Precision time standards also you can use the crystal oscillators. These are all the applications of crystal oscillators. And frequency stability, you see just now many times I said the frequency stability of crystal oscillator is high end. What is frequency stability, right? The ability of an oscillator to maintain a constant frequency of oscillations is called frequency stability. What is frequency stability means? And the ability of an oscillator to maintain a constant frequency of oscillations. That means if an oscillator is generating a oscillations, this if any oscillator generates a constant frequency of oscillations, that means we can say that the stability of oscillator, the frequency stability of oscillator is high. It needs to maintain a constant frequency of oscillations. That means if there are fluctuations in the frequency of frequency means that is unstable. Generally, this is frequency stability is an ability on an oscillator to maintain a constant frequency of oscillations is called frequency stability. And what is frequency instability? If we know frequency stability, what is instability means? It is not producing the constant frequency of oscillations. Over a period of time, the output of an oscillator may not remain constant. Over a period of time, the output of an oscillator may not remain constant for various reasons. That is, we can say the change in frequency of oscillations in an oscillator over a period of time is known as frequency instability. That means the frequency is not constant. If the frequency is not constant, then we can say that the oscillator has frequency instability. The change in frequency of oscillations in an oscillator over a period of time is known as frequency instability. Now we will discuss what are the reasons for frequency instability in the oscillators. Reasons for frequency instability. Oscillators in which the oscillations were produced by the oscillatory circuit containing RC or LC were discussed. Till now we discussed this. See, what are the reasons for frequency instability is, first reason is the frequency of operation does not remain constant. The frequency of operation does not remain constant. What is the reason? It is because of changes in the values of resistors and inductors used in the tank circuit with the temperature. We know that RC circuit, RLC, inductor, capacitor, and resistors are all temperature varying parameters. Due to the temperature variations, the values of these values may changes. Due to the change of this resistors and inductor values, the frequency is also varying. That means the frequency is varying means there is a frequency instability in the circuit. And for this, what are the remedy for this reason is, in place of RC and LC oscillators, we can use the crystal oscillators. Crystal oscillator. That means by using the crystal oscillator in place of this RLC values, RLC circuits, this temperature instability can be avoided. Frequency of power will not remain constant. That will be avoided. And the second reason for instability in the oscillator is operating point of an active device. See, there is a transistor in this circuit. So this operating point varies. This operating point Q falls on the nonlinear portion of the load line. It affects the frequency stability of the oscillator. Due to the operating point of an active device, this operating point variation in the active device, the frequency also varies. What is the remedy for this reason? The Q point on an active device, that is transistor, is so chosen as to confine the circuit operation on the linear portion of its characteristics. And this is the remedy for the Q point. And the third case is inter-electrode capacitance. Inter-electrode capacitances, right? Any change in the inter-electrode capacitances of transistor, particularly the collector to emitter capacitance, causes change in the output frequency of oscillator. We know that physically there are no capacitors in the transistor circuit, but there is the existence of this parasitic capacitors, that is called inter-electrode capacitors between the junctions, between the base emitter junction, collector to emitter, and base to collector. So due to this capacitances, inter-electrode capacitance, there is a change in the output frequency of oscillator. How this can be avoided? What is the remedy? This effect can be neutralized by adding a swapping capacitor across the offending elements. That means by adding an additional capacitance, that is called swapping capacitor. This will be controlled. This is the added capacitance being made part of the tank circuit. The swapping capacitor is part of the circuit, tank circuit. Next is power supply. Changes in the DC operating voltages applied to the active device shifts the oscillator frequency. Due to the change in DC voltages, there will be a change in the oscillator frequencies. This problem can be avoided by using a RPS, regulated power supply. To provide the constant output voltage by using the RPS, okay, avoid it. Next, temperature variations. Fifth reason is temperature variation. Due to the temperature variations, changes the transistor parameters. Temperature, whenever this RLC parameter components and temperature are transistor are temperature varying components. These changes takes place slowly, so they cause a slow change in the oscillator output frequency. So what is the remedy for this temperature variations means? With heat dissipating devices can be used to avoid heating of transistor. That means by using heat sinks, this drawback can be avoided. Next is output load. Sixth reason is output load. A change in the output load may cause a change in the Q factor of the LC tuned circuit. Change in the output load. By the load is varying means the Q factor of the tuned circuit also varies. With that, the oscillator output frequency also varies. So this can be avoided by connecting the specified or designated load to the oscillator. That means we need to take the precautions to connect the load. Next is mechanical vibrations. Since mechanical vibrations change the value of circuit elements, it results in the change of oscillator frequency. What is the remedy for this means? This instability factor can be eliminated by isolating the oscillator from the source of mechanical vibrations. Only what is the remedy means? We need to isolate the oscillator from the mechanical vibrations. These are the reasons for instability in the oscillator, as well as what are the remedies has taken for each reason. See. With this, today's session is completed. What we discussed in today's session is circuit construction of Colpitts oscillator, construction of the Colpitts, and working of the Colpitts oscillator. Frequency for oscillations. What is the frequency for oscillations in a Colpitts oscillator? F is equals to 1 by 2 pi root L into CT, where CT is the total capacitance. What are the conditions for sustained oscillations also we discussed, and we discussed about the crystal oscillator, that is the piezoelectric crystal. What is a piezoelectric crystal means? The materials, crystal materials which affects the piezoelectric effect. Here what is piezoelectric effect? Whenever an AC voltage is applied to the crystal, it vibrates at a frequency equal to the applied voltage frequency. And also we discussed the equivalent circuit of the crystal oscillator. When there is no up voltage means the circuit acts as simply a capacitor. Capacitor is called mounting capacitor. When it starts vibrations, that means whenever there are applied voltages, there means it starts vibrations, and the circuit acts as a series RLC circuit. Next, we also discussed about the transistor crystal oscillator circuit. And this transistor crystal oscillator circuit, the crystal is placed in place of inductor in the Colpitts oscillator. It is that means this transistor crystal oscillator is similar to the Colpitts oscillator, except that the inductor is replaced by a crystal circuit. Because of this crystal, and the thermal stability is high. That is, frequency stability is high. Frequency stability of circuit is high, and the Q is high. The crystal oscillator has high Q. And also I discussed, explained about what are the reasons for instability in oscillators, and what are the remedies has taken to avoid this instability. All we discussed in this today's session. Let us have some simple questions. First question: in a Colpitts oscillator, the feedback is obtained. Option A, magnetic induction. Option B, by a tricking coil. Option C, from the center of split capacitors. Option D, none. Feedback in Colpitts, how the feedback is obtained means, what is the answer here? From the center of the split capacitors. A transistor Colpitts oscillator uses option A, resistive feedback. Option B, inductive feedback. Option C, capacitive feedback, and option D, none of the above. Transistor Colpitts oscillator. Feedback is through capacitive. The piezoelectric effect in a crystal is option A, an applied AC voltage produces mechanical vibrations of the applied voltage. What is option B is a change in resistance because of temperature. Option C, a change of frequency because of temperature. Option D, C. So there are three options. What is the answer? The piezoelectric effect in a crystal is an applied AC voltage produces mechanical vibrations of the applied voltage. The Q of the crystal is the order of option A 1 hundreds, in the order of hundreds. Option 2, second option 1000. The third option is 50. Fourth option more than 10,000. What is the answer? It is in the order of more than 10,000. The Q is very high. Quartz crystal is most commonly used in crystal oscillator because it has superior electrical properties. Option 2, it is quite inexpensive. Option 3, none of the above. What is the answer? It is quite inexpensive. And see, what are the questions we can expect from these topics? Write draw and explain the working of Colpitts oscillator. Write the expression for frequency of oscillations in crystal oscillator and also Colpitts oscillator. Write condition for frequency of sustained oscillations in Colpitts. What are different crystalline materials? Quartz, tourmaline, and all these are crystalline materials. And explain what is piezoelectric effect. Draw the equivalent circuit of the crystal. Explain the transistor crystal oscillator circuit. Draw and explain the transistor crystal oscillator circuit. This also we can expect. And what are the remedies to avoid instability in oscillators? Due to some reasons there is instability in oscillator. How this instability is avoided in these oscillators? And these are the questions we can expect from today's topics. Overall, in today's topic, in today's session, I explained about the Colpitts oscillator and the crystal oscillator, its equivalent circuit, that is piezoelectric crystal, and also the transistor crystal oscillator circuit, as well as the reasons for instability in oscillators, and also the remedies for to avoid instability in oscillators. All these are explained in today's session. Okay, with this, I am going to end my session. Okay, thank you.